Ever feel like no matter how much you earn, it's never enough? Or no matter how early you wake up in the day, you never have enough time? Well, that guilt that creeps in every time that you need to spend money, or every time you feel like you want to take 5, 10 minutes out for yourself, even on the things that you need or that reset that you need, that might be scarcity mindset talking. So let's explore today the 5 subtle signs that you're stuck in scarcity thinking and how to shift into abundance. Hi, I'm Vicki. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. I have launched the Wealthy and Unstoppable community where we are stepping into our most self-empowered selves, shifting our money stories, as well as building our wealth, paying down our debt, and having such an amazing time. So welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. So here are the 5 signs. Let's get right into them. So sign number 1, you stress over small purchases. Now, does this sound like you? So you will spend 30 minutes deciding between buying something for a $2 or a brand that costs $2.49 or $2.99, right? So what happens is scarcity mindset turns small purchases into big dilemmas because it's rooted in fear. And it's rooted in this energy of, what if I don't have enough? I know I used to be that way, very much so, where I would literally go through and just stand and overanalyze how much I'm going to spend on something. Whereas I know people that they don't think twice about that. And let me share a quick statistic with you. So, according to the Journal of Consumer Research, when people feel financially insecure, what they'll do is they will overanalyze a low stakes decision, which leads to more stress and probably worse outcomes. Because you see, what we're doing is we're literally just getting so worked up inside over a very small stakes decision. This is not life or death. Whether you spend $1 more or 30 cents more, that is not really going to make a huge difference in your bottom line, right? I think what's important about this is that you are in an energy of fear. So when you need to make a decision, such as this one, ask yourself, is this choice that I'm about to make, is it about value or is it about fear? And this is a really important distinction, and I'll tell you why. Because if you are looking at something and one thing costs $1 more, and you're like, nope, I'm not going to buy that because I'm the steward of my money and I don't want to waste my money, that is awesome because you're in an energy of self-empowerment. Now, if you're looking at it and you're in an energy of like, oh my God, no, I can't go up by, I can't spend an extra dollar on this. That's an energy of fear. So you might end up making a similar decision, but it's not about the decision that you're making. It's more about the energy with which you're approaching the decision. So here's one quick way that you could shift this. Set a monthly no guilt budget. It could be $20, and it could be just so that you remind yourself and your nervous system that there is enough. There's more than enough. You can spend an extra dollar. It's absolutely okay. And it's going to come out of that $20 that you've set aside for yourself. It's not about the actual decision. It's about the energy with which you approach the decision. All right, sign number 2. You hoard just in case. Now, so for me, I love using the Starbucks app, right? And I will just continue because I think you earn $2, 2 points for every dollar you spend. So what do? I love hoarding those points. Why? because even though they expire, I love seeing that I have so many points and that I can cash them in the future. So this could be something like, do you save gift cards for years, or do you have worn out clothes just in case, right? That's scarcity loop telling you that you will have future lack, and that future lack is inevitable. So here's an easy way for you to shift out of that. Use your good things now. Ooh, how does that feel right now, right? So that could be something like, if you bought yourself a really nice candle, instead of saving it and hoarding it for that really nice occasion, open it now. Or that bottle of wine. Or I know people will buy my tea and they will hoard it and they will hold on to it. And they tell me how they're sipping it ever so slowly, right? No, let's use good things now. Do you know why? Because abundance says, I trust that there will be more good things later. That's abundance. So let's start practicing microabundance. Like I said, light the good candle, drink the really premium loose leaf tea, wear that nice outfit on a Monday or a Tuesday just because, there's going to be more later. All right, sign number 3. Avoid looking at your numbers. All right, don't feel bad about this. Let me start with some data. There was a recent study by Capital One that found that 77% of Americans feel anxious about finances. That's 3/4 of the country are anxious about finances. So if you're anxious about your finances, you're absolutely not alone. The most important thing is, don't judge that. Okay? So I will teach you a couple of things around this, but only 36% actively track their spending. So here's the thing. If you're anxious about money, I get that. I totally get that. But the way to overcome that anxiety is to actually start looking at your financial situation. Because the more that you don't look at it, the more fear you're going to have around it. So avoiding and behaving in an avoidant manner keeps you stuck. Becoming overly anxious also keeps you stuck. So what's an avoidant behavior? Not opening up your bills. What's an overly anxious behavior? Checking your bank account on a daily basis, right? Because both are signaling that you have nervous system dysregulation. What you want to be is, you want to be in flow. So how do you get into flow if you're either avoiding or you're anxious? This is what I recommend. And I recommend this in my Wealthy and Unstoppable community. We're practicing this together. And if you're interested in learning more about it, there's a link in the description below, link in my bio. I have so many free resources, a free newsletter, free a PDF that teaches you about how to shift your relationship with money. Really, really important stuff. But so here's what you should do. Create a money date. What's a money date? Once a week or once every 2 weeks. You set aside time. You can light a candle. You can have a cup of tea or a glass of wine. Make it fun, not scary, but fun. And just look at your bank account. Look, it's flowing. See, money is a currency. Money is energy. Energy likes to flow. It doesn't like being stuck. So when you have your money date, take a look at it and say, okay, what is flowing towards my everyday expenses, or my everyday things that I need for living. Then you take a look at, okay, did I set aside money for my opportunity fund, right? Did I set aside money for my future self? And you make money fun, and you create this flow around money rather than this anxiety or avoidance and fear. And so you look at your numbers with curiosity rather than judgment. This is incredibly important. And again, something that I teach very deeply in my community. All right, sign number 4, you feel like there's never enough. For me personally, I always feel like there's never enough time. It's less about money for me, it's about time because I'm always so busy, right? So, even when, for example, let's shift it back to money, even with a steady income, you may feel like you're still behind. So, what happens? You tell yourself, okay, once I have $10,000 saved up, and then you save up that 10,000 and then all of a sudden, oh, no, once I have 20,000 saved up. And then, some people will say, well, once I have $1 million in my retirement, or once I have 3 million, I don't know. The number doesn't matter. This isn't about the number. What's happening is your goalpost for that enoughness keeps moving, and it's always moving. That right there is a sign that's telling you that you're in the scarcity mindset. This is classic because it's not about the number, it's about the story, right? It's about the story. It's like, oh, when I have X, that's enough. When I have Y, that's enough. And it's constantly moving and shifting. So let's quickly reframe that. How do we do that? Let's start a very simple proof of abundance practice. So, how might we do that? Each day, write down or reflect on one moment where you had more than enough. So, that could be more than enough time, more than enough help, more than enough money, more than enough options. Those are all different ways of experiencing abundance. So it's really important to pause and reflect on how there is that enoughness and more than enoughness. And it's not just about money. Again, abundance is so much more than money. All right, sign number 5. This one is huge. You undercharge or undervalue your skills. Now, this is especially big with women entrepreneurs. I know I've been on that journey for sure. So, do you find yourself discounting your prices or over delivering at work? Or if you started your own community or you started your own business, you give away this for free and that for free. You like, I know I used to be like that. Absolutely. Like I felt like I needed to give everything away for free. Why? Women women hesitate to negotiate salaries, right? So there are statistics showing how women, even in corporate, earn less than men. But why? Because we don't negotiate. We don't advocate for ourselves. We don't negotiate like men. You got to learn how to negotiate every aspect of your salary. And don't be afraid to ask for what you actually feel you deserve, what the role actually pays for. Same thing if you offer a product or a service. You don't need to give everything away for free. Charge for it. People want to pay you, but you can't charge for things in an energy of like, oh my God, I'm charging so much. No one's really going to want to buy it. And having that imposter syndrome, if you're going to charge and you're going to charge a premium, charge it in a self-empowered state where you believe that you actually deserve it and you're worthy of it. Why do we undercharge? Why do we under negotiate? Because you might feel like you might fear that people are going to walk away and that they won't buy or that they won't give you the job offer. So, do you know that there is a statistic that shows that women are 2.5 more likely to undervalue their services compared to men? Let's shift that. Ask yourself, would I encourage my best friend to charge this amount of money? Would I encourage my best friend to negotiate a higher salary? Let's start treating ourselves the way that we would treat our kids, the way that we would treat our best friends. Let's do that. And let's start building our value file. So that could be writing down your wins. reaching out to your clients and asking for testimonials, impact stories. And let's start looking at that every single week and revisiting the value that we're putting out in this world and the value that we're creating, whether it's at work or with our businesses, and how we're impacting and changing lives. So, all right, you see, scarcity mindset isn't just about money, it's about trust. It's trusting yourself. It's trusting in your future. It's trusting in your ability to create, grow, and receive. So, if you want to go deeper on this, join my Wealthy and Unstoppable community where we don't just talk about money. We heal our relationship with it. We shift our money stories. We're learning how to build wealth, how to pay down debt. All of that is in my community because wealth isn't a number, it's a mindset. It's the energy that we bring to our abundance. And you, my friend, are made for more. All right. So, like this video, share this information with your friends, join my community, download my free PDF to shift your story with money. Join my free newsletter. Become part of my community. I am so excited that you're coming on this journey with me. And let's just quickly affirm I trust that I'm supported, resourced, and capable of creating more than enough. And let our mantra be there's always more where that came from. There's always more where that came from. Have an amazing day. And thank you for being here.